Eden and Libby.
Earth, April.
Named after Aphrodite.
1st, 2015. Helen and Troy are neighbors living on Hesperides,
Greek god of the golden apple, or oranges.
Street in Atlanta. Since they lived in the same neighborhood, they saw each other frequently. On one occasion, Troy asked Helen whether she had heard of Godazon, the online ordering service of products from Mount Olympus. Helen seemed interested and was wondering if that was where everyone else had been getting the popular Aphrodite beauty products. Troy said that Godazon was where Aphrodite products were ordered, and lately he had been thinking of getting some himself. Both Troy and Helen agreed that they should order some products online. So they both went home, opened up their Apple computers,
Named after Aphrodite's favorite fruit, the apple.
and went on to Godazon. After searching for a while, Helen decided to order Aphrodite perfume, soap, myrtle-scented lotion, and a hairdryer. For the hairdryer, she would need batteries. So she decided to order some Zeus batteries with extra long power. Troy chose to order some shampoo before realizing that his wife's birthday was coming up. So he bought some special bath soaps and some new perfume for the collection that she loved. He knew that she would love the Aphrodite perfume since he had heard everyone talking about it. Troy also needed shoes, so he added the latest Nike Freeze to his cart.
Called the Hermes handbag on Godazon.
Both Helen and Troy felt satisfied after they ordered their products and were eagerly waiting for the delivery.
Go.
Mount Olympus, April 1st, 2015. Ding, ding, went Zeus's Thunderbolt Android phone, alerting him that 2 new orders had been placed on Godazon. He quickly summoned the MOPS,
Mount Olympus Postal Service,
driver, Hermes, to tell him about the new orders. Hermes added a new request to his list of 10 already placed orders. He was becoming overwhelmed with the amount of orders recently, especially of Aphrodite's products. The far travel from Mount Olympus to Earth limited him to only 1 delivery per day, so it was going to be a while before all the people in line got their orders.
Earth, April 11th, 2015. Helen and Troy both went outside to check their mailboxes at the same time, so they stopped to talk about their orders. It had been a week since they placed their original orders, and they had grown frustrated and impatient. After finding nothing in their mailboxes yet again, Helen said, "I thought Godazon was supposed to be lightning fast. Why isn't the package here yet?" Troy replied, "I'm not actually surprised by that. I've heard recently from my friends that it took weeks for their packages to arrive." Helen said, "But seriously, we're not living in the times of Hermes typewriters. We have Apple computers now." Troy pointed out that his wife's birthday was in 5 days, on April 16th, so it needed to be there in time. They then parted, shaking their heads in disappointment, and silently wishing that their packages would come soon.
Mount Olympus, April 11th, 2015. Hermes, you need to find a way to deliver faster. We have had many complaints from customers about the amount of time each delivery is taking. After all, I didn't give you those wings for nothing, Zeus thundered. Hermes' list had extended to 50 people, and he was getting even more behind. He was finally onto the 2 orders from the same street, so he decided that he was going to try to do these together. From his order sheet, it looked like he was going to need to stop by Aphrodite, as always, Nike, and Zeus before he left. First, he went to Nike, since he was closest. He asked Nike for a size 10 pair of the newest Godly Edition Nike Freeze. After spending some time locating the right kind in the right color and size, Nike handed the box of shoes to Hermes. He then quickly went to Zeus to pick up batteries. On his way to his next stop, Aphrodite, he decided that he wanted to play a trick on her. After all, he was the god of thieves. So, as he arrived to where Aphrodite was, he decided that he was going to steal a bottle of her newest perfume for himself and start to wearing it every day. He thought this was a great idea because, as the box said, it makes everyone fall in love with you. So his plan was to make Aphrodite fall in love with him so she would be too distracted to work and make her prized products. Since she would not be working because of the distraction, Hermes would have someone to blame for always making late deliveries. As he walked in, he smiled to himself, thinking how his plan was going to be great. First, he told Aphrodite all the products he needed for this delivery and complimented her on her success in her new product line. She gathered each item as if they were precious, but also took her sweet time. She checked her Apple iPhone with a dolphin and swan case after almost every minute. As she gathered the items, Hermes stared silently at her, admiring the most beautiful woman in the universe. He realized how great it was going to be when she fell in love with him, even though everyone says she can be selfish, mean-spirited, and evil. After she handed him the products, he quickly packaged the items up into Godazon boxes and started on his way to Earth. He checked his special GPS that had directions to the places anywhere in the universe as he flew down onto Earth.
Earth, April 25th, 2015. Hermes flew onto Hesperides Street and approached Helen's house, carrying the packages in his hands. Just as he was about to open the mailbox, he was startled by a series of loud barks coming from the house. Hermes quickly shoved Helen's package into the mailbox. He turned to look through the window as he walked towards Troy's mailbox and saw a large, furry black dog barking up a storm. The barks were followed by loud footsteps. "Cerberus, what's the matter, boy?" Helen asked. She peeked through the window and made eye contact with Hermes. Motioning for him to wait, she opened the front door and walked out to greet him. Troy also happened to walk out at the same time, curious as to what the commotion was all about. Troy's eyes lit up as soon as he saw the package in Hermes' hands. "Does that thing there belong to me?" he asked. Hermes nodded. Helen declared, "Why, thank you so much, Hermes." And Troy agreed, "We are so grateful." Helen continued, "The long wait was completely worth it, and we have nothing at all to complain about. It's such an honor to meet one of the 12 Olympians." Hermes responded, "Thank you for your patience." Hermes went off on his way back to Mount Olympus. As soon as Hermes was out of sight, Troy turned to Helen in frustration. "Why in Mount Olympus's name, may I dare ask, did it take 25 whole days to deliver this package?" "I originally purchased it as a gift from my wife's birthday, you know." "Well, her birthday is over now, for your information," he angrily stated. Helen chimed in, "You know, we aren't the only ones that have been frustrated by the long wait. This is simply unacceptable." "But we shouldn't complain. He's an Olympian after all." "You're right, Helen," Troy responded. "In fact, now that I've slightly calmed down, I'm pretty excited to give the product to my wife. She'll be thrilled." "You know, I'm pretty excited myself. I'm going to go inside and take a look." "See you later, Troy," Helen said as she waved and made her way to the door. "Good night, Helen," Troy replied as he stepped into his home and shut the door. Before they went to bed, they were both satisfied to find not only their packages, but a container of Greek God's yogurt as a free addition to any order.
Mount Olympus, April 25th, 2015. As Hermes flew back into Mount Olympus, he thought about his plan to trick Aphrodite. He went to see Zeus first to tell him that he had finished his work for the day. Zeus said he was getting angry with the Earth people for complaining so much about the delays, especially since they were coming from such busy and important gods. He decided that he was going to punish them with huge storms of all kinds in every location until they decided to be kinder to their watchful gods. As Hermes walked away, he thought about his plan and Zeus's plan and his many more exhausting days to come.